where hearts unfold in the morning glow, stories untold. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art, where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently salt. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art, where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. A symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair. Let's sow seeds of unity, watch them grow in this garden of hope under the morning glow. Let's bridge the gaps, erase the line, in the tapestry of hearts let love shine. With every word, a step we take towards a brighter dawn for all our sake. Welcome to the morning glow, where dreams take flight in this realm of possibilities. Let's unite, together we stand, hand in hand, healing the nation across the land. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheem Ajme out of Atlanta, Georgia, but I got my brothers from another mother, but we got those same father on. First on the line is Badger. Good morning, Badger. How you doing this morning?
Less than thankful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's good. That's good. Toussaint. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Raheem. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you. Go ahead.
Toussaint. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hi.
That's all I get. Huh?
I'm all right. Good morning.
That's all I get. Okay. Let me go there. Look, Frank. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, man. Man, I'm happy that this weather has stabilized here in Michigan. Sitting out here on a beautiful, beautiful Thursday morning. So this is the day that the Lord has made.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be what, Raheem?
I'm gonna rejoice, joyce. That's my mixed version.
That's right.
And be glad.
That's right.
In it. That's my Thursday mix right there. Sometimes you gotta have a Thursday mix. And let me say this to y'all. I want to make sure that y'all know, everybody that's listening. I appreciate everybody that's coming in. They're flowing in right now, which is a beautiful thing. I love that. If y'all are not busy tonight at 8 o'clock, make sure y'all join us for Let's Be Heard. Let's Be Heard. It's a new broadcast that's gonna be here on DKM Media Group on a weekly basis, once a week. It's only come on once a week every Thursday from 8 to 9. All right. So if y'all not busy, join that. Now, I want to ask y'all a question. Before I do that, y'all do y'all have anything going on? Badger, what you got going on?
Like anything specific?
Nah, in your life, brother. Life, community, whatever. You got something going on?
Oh, just dealing with the mental health crisis in the area.
Mm-hmm. How's that going?
Rough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like you want to know more about it?
Yeah. Tell me some things. Take a couple of minutes and tell me about it.
There's a lot of conversations about doing away with property taxes, claiming that sales tax to be able to cover the difference.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of in the process of trying to figure out who's doing what with money, there's a lot of funding that's been taken away for certain programs,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of confusion.
Okay.
So it's kind of a situation of how do we build the economy and deal with those that are in need of help, and hold those accountable that are abusing things.
Mm-hmm. And you said, and you said in that sentence, you said a whole lot, brother. You said a whole lot in that sentence. I hope people heard exactly what you said. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what's going on in your world, brother?
I got a new great grandbaby.
Come on now.
Older.
Mm.
Y'all. Mm-hmm.
Now
That's the good part.
when do the spoiling begin?
Oh, I don't keep grandbabies.
Mm.
And they don't get jealous. They got 15 of them. And if I start spoiling great grands, they're gonna get jealous. So they get nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Now let me ask you this, Tucson, and be careful how you answer this question, or if you answer the question at all. Out of your grands and your great grands, which one is your favorite? Everybody got a favorite. Which one is your favorite? I'll put you on the spot.
The one that just came.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, because I ain't never seen it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I ain't never had to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't never puked on me. So she
So basically, you ain't had to buy her no batteries yet.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That's the
instant. When one, let me tell you what I do right here. My nieces and my nephews, and they all know. They get 3'5", and they know me for this. Go in the car and grab you a handful of change.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that every time I make a pact with them. Every time I see you, I'm gonna give you something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I do that, but they know that. Okay, now I got a lot of change somewhere. I put a box of change in my godchild. That's my god. And so he was on the way to the store with his grandmother, but they stopped by because it was his birthday. And they stopped by I was working in town, so they stopped by, and I had a box of change, and I gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Grandmother, we can go home now."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you get a box of change of quarters and dimes and nickels, you got a pretty good penny.
Oh yeah, you got some money there. Yeah, you got some money. Mm-hmm.
When they get 4 foot, they get nothing.
Mm. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Well, that's some rough rules, brother. That's some rough rules there. 4 feet nothing. You 4 feet nothing. You're cut off by the
Family
knees.
is awesome. That's what's going on. Family is the awesome thing.
Good deal.
We don't get but one set of them.
Mm-hmm. And you can't pick them. You can't go through the line. You can't go and pick them. You can't pick them now. Nah, you got to deal with what you got. Nah, you got to deal with what you got. Exactly. Frank, what you got?
We don't agree, but we don't fall out.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a powerful statement, because a lot of times we don't agree on here, but we don't fall out. We just like I tell everybody, we family, man. That's what we are. We family. Frank, what you got going on this weekend? Captain Leonard coming to you next.
My wife is having a yard sale this weekend. So that means that we're
You'll be
gonna
working.
haul a bunch of stuff out of the house. It's gonna sit in the driveway, and then we're gonna haul it back. So that's what's going on this
Wait a
weekend,
minute,
man. My world. It's just
It sounds as though
she went and got her little permit. She's so excited, and I mean, it's the event about it that but
Mhm.
it's gonna punish me, man. I'm gonna set up tables and label stuff, and about 4 people are gonna come by and spend about $1.50. Then we're gonna haul all that stuff back in our.
and celebrate
It's,
your victory, brother. Celebrate your $1.50. You ain't have it before they came. Celebrate it. You better celebrate it.
Celebrate what?
Your $1.50 victory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey Frank,
Yeah.
hey Frank, you want me to cash app you so she can get you some gloves?
No, not the gloves. I want you to send a U-Haul. So everything that goes out don't come back. See, that's what I want. Because she keeps everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. I just got rid of 8 totes full of boxes. My wife is an educator.
Mm-hmm.
She has a book for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's going to help you to read, if it's going to help you to write, if it's going to help you, she's got a book. She's got the book on natural healing. She's got 100 of those books. And then we have a study that's full of books. And we have a library. We could do what the Obamas just did. We could open a library. But man, you know what? I'm sitting out here on the patio. She's gone to work because she's teaching summer school. And I would never say this in front of her, but I would be mad. You talk about being thankful for Sunday. I will be glad when the Saturday's over.
Wow. Captain Leonard.
It's a lot of work right here.
I know it is. And the truth of the matter, I don't know what's going on, but my wife talking about having one as well, man. Talking about having a yard sale, and
oh my God,
yeah, she's talking about the same thing, man. Get rid of some things, and I was like, oh Lord, have mercy, Lord, have mercy.
No, that's the illusion, Raheem. Mm-hmm. The goal is never to get rid of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, you might find some of your stuff out there that you don't want to get rid of with stickers on it. You're like, whoa, what is this doing out here?
Mm-hmm.
But
exactly.
The life of our yard sale.
And the thing about it, man, truth of the matter, the thing about it, she's my wife pretty much gonna give everything away, man. She $2 for this, $1.50 for that, 75 cents. I say, I said, baby, I told a friend of mine that my wife was planning on doing it. She said she was gonna. It's amazing you said that. Said she was gonna rent her a U-Haul and come down here and buy up everything because she know my wife's gonna just give it away, and she was gonna go back to South Carolina and have her own yard sale and make some money off of it. I was like, she just
give her my address.
Yeah,
I'll pay for part of the gas. Just give her my address.
Exactly.
Promise.
Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem and the Morning Glow family.
What you got going on this weekend?
Community meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Organizing this weekend. That's what I'm going to be doing Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And is it what time does it start? Where is it?
Well, it's with the National Action Network.
Mm-hmm.
I chair the Public Policy Committee in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be meeting between 10 and 12 o'clock. And anyone that would be interested can inbox me.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give you the location.
Now, how they gonna inbox? You gotta let them know how to inbox.
Oh, Raheem, you can email me at ljones11@hotmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Say that one more time.
ljones11@hotmail.com. And I say it that way because we've had a lot of activity, I should say.
Yeah.
People need to really be aware of their surroundings. And just because you have intentions to do good, the devil would want to get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So continue to keep those people that are still standing up for the community, still speaking out, because there is definitely an attack on our freedom of speech and our activities. If people have not heard, they burned down our headquarters here in the Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're looking for a new permanent location. Shout out to the West End Library where we usually meet
Mm-hmm.
from 10 to 12. And sometimes we change that location.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good. And it's there's a safety in changing that address, man. There's a safety involved in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always available to the public. And if people, know my history, I was the former president of National Action Network here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And just recently, I've always done work behind the scenes for different organizations and efforts. And now I'm with National Action Network once again in working on public policy.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Always busy, brother. That's a good thing. Always busy. Cassandra Alexander Green. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning? Cassandra, what you got going on this weekend?
I will be receiving from the King Foundation, Dr. King's Foundation. I'll be receiving some wardrobe pieces. They're giving me a lot, but they're going to present a certain amount at a ceremony on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Family wardrobe from different King family members.
Man,
that I can use for, when I do theater or film.
That's historic, yeah, Cassandra. You can have a lot of historic.
Yeah. I'm in shock what they showed me. I'm in shock. Yeah, because it's a lot of great big theater groups, and for them to choose me, it was an honor. So
absolutely.
I'm gonna have that, and then on Sunday I have an open house. I'm decorating for First Iconium Baptist Church, one of the larger Black churches in Atlanta that have a building for nonprofits, and I'm decorating for their open house on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a busy weekend.
Exactly. And see, and that's what I wanted to do that because I don't do that enough on here. Everybody that's a part of DKM Media Group, everybody's a part of the Morning Glow. We're all doing things in and around the community. People say, well, y'all talk about it all the time, but what are you doing? And I just wanted to take an opportunity to that wasn't planned. They didn't know. Nobody knew I was going to do that this morning. Nobody had any idea I was going to do that. I just picked it. And today is Thursday. We still got Friday, but it just came across my heart to do it today. And just to let you all know that we're not just on here talking. We're not on here just talking. Everybody's doing something. Everybody is doing something. Everybody is active in the community.
Really?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I want to mention this because those are like big stuff. But, this week I got clothes for a homeless woman.
Mm-hmm.
This week I blessed a homeless man with some stuff. I'm always, every day, I'm taking stuff to them, letting them come and pick up stuff from me, because everybody is important to me.
Yes.
I talk a lot of mess. Y'all know that anybody know me for 5 seconds, but my heart is strictly for people. I love people. I don't care whether they're Christian, Muslim, it does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
I love people and I do what I can to help. So I mentioned two larger things that's going on, but I wanted to mention the fact that I'm doing my homeless work and I absolutely love it on a daily basis.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Raheem.
Yes.
Real quick, I need your help with something, and I really need Cassandra not to comment on this, but for the next 3 months, Cassandra's under 10:30 curfew, and I need you to help me to monitor that for the next 3 months. And just call her at 10:30. We can alternate days, okay? So I'll call you after the broadcast.
Okay.
So we make sure we get that together, okay?
Okay. We put
next 3 months.
3 months. Okay. Let's work it out. 10:30. Let's work it out.
10:30. Not 11 o'clock. 10:30.
Not 10:35.
No. 10:30 sharp. Street lights on.
Yeah. I got you. Let's make it happen. But and see, my thing is, like I said again, I wanted to highlight the fact that nobody knew I was going to do that this morning. Nobody had any idea. I did not tell a soul, and everybody is doing something this weekend. And that's just we just talking about this weekend. That's every weekend, every weekend. Even if even if they want to take some time off, they can't. Even if they want to take some time off, they can't. They'll find themselves doing something to help somebody in some kind of way, and it's very selfless. And so when I say that, when I say like I said earlier that we're not just talking it, we're walking. We're walking. Let it talk to me.
Well, Raheem, you're good at doing this,
Mhm,
but you always exclude yourself.
mhm,
And I'm not even going to ask you what you're doing this weekend.
mhm,
But a few weeks ago, you took a cruise,
mhm,
and the entire time you were on that cruise, you're fellowshipping with people.
mhm,
There were some people that the company that I just retired from. You called me from the boat
mhm,
and said, "Hey, do you know this person?" And we're talking, and they're laughing, and they're being set free from some things as much as they were called to relax on that cruise.
mhm.
It was just to encounter a young man like you that would just show them some love. And there's been times where you've been on cruises praying for folks.
Mhm. Yeah.
So as much as you highlight us, there's a lot of great things on a daily basis. Sometimes it gets irritating. I'm on the phone with you. You're at the freaking grocery store. You done talked to 30, 40 people.
Mhm.
But that's who God has called you to be.
Yeah.
So I want to say, man, you two
Praise God.
are constantly
Mhm.
doing what it is that God has called you to do.
To God be the glory, brother. To God be the glory. Leonard, talk to me.
Hey, Raheem, I wanted you to, if you see my little message, you said something to me. I need you to say it again because when you all started talking, I forgot what it was. You were trying to ask me something?
No, no. It's based upon being busy and always doing something. And sometimes, when you want to take time off, somebody call you and there's a demand, and you step up to it and you go do it, man. I've heard you say, man, I'm going to help this person. I'm going to do this, and this person need help with this or this person. I've heard you say that to me. I've called you in the midst of it. I think I remember one time that he said, man, I just wanted to rest this weekend, man. I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday. Man, I just wanted to sit at home and I just wanted to rest. But this person called me, and now I got to go over here and help them. I got to give. You didn't say I want to. You say I got to go over here and help them. That was your word.
Yes. I probably gave somebody my word that I would do something.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I love just being at home.
Yeah.
One of the things that it does for me, not only, like I said before, I was born and raised in a missionary Baptist church. So it's a must that you do certain things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like I tell people, I love going to church, but I ain't there to hold no pew down. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So there are do what you can when you can. Ain't nobody saying you gotta, go overboard, but do what makes you happy and let it be in service to community. And some people was trying to challenge me at one point. We were talking about some things as it related to serving others. And they seem to be offended by the word itself.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to get past that. You have to do something, good deeds. I tell people, if you don't know exactly what it looks like, start by just opening and closing doors for people.
Mm-hmm.
Hold the door open. Little. If you're not in the spirit of gratitude, where are you?
Mm-hmm.
What's your mind like? Some people are so frustrated and can't get no help, believe it or not, because they don't help nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
This is your karma because you don't help nobody else. The verse says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You started.
Mm-hmm.
You start.
And then that's powerful. That's powerful because just the other day, a few days ago, I was going into a store. Well, no, I was coming out of a store, And there was I don't know how do we refer to him? It's Oriental, Asian, but and I don't want to be disrespectful in my, but you know,
Okay.
people take offense to certain things, man. You know, you have to say it. You know, if you don't say it right, man, they think, but I'm not. You know, it's not my heart. But
Okay, right.
I'm just being honest, man. You know, some people. Let's say this Asian brother was coming in. He was walking toward the door. He hadn't got there yet, but he was walking toward, and I held the door, for him, and he came in, and as he was coming in the door, he said, "Thank you." I said, "How you know?" I said, "Good. You know, you welcome. How you doing?" And he stopped. He stopped, and he looked, you know, to the body like a well-to-do guy, like he was doing pretty good for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, he said, hey. I said, yeah. He said, "Thank you." And I'm kind of I'm a little lost there for a second. I said, "You're welcome." I said, what do you mean?" He said, "Man, that you took the time to even ask how I'm doing." He said, "Man," he said that, you know, people don't. He said, "People don't do that no more." And I said,
Right.
"Well, a lot of times," I said, "People, you know, people just don't care like they used to." He said, "You're absolutely right." He said, and this way he said, "You are a breath of fresh air." He said, "You are a breath of fresh air." He said, "Thank you."
Mm-hmm. You
And
would
we
be
went on.
surprised. You would
We went
really
on.
be surprised.
Yeah. And we both went on about our business. If I see him again, I probably wouldn't know him. He probably wouldn't know me. But at the same time, that little encounter at the door, it meant something, man. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
Leonard. Finish
You
it.
do good deeds for people because you want to develop the habit.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I can say certain things is for the very simple fact I've always worked on good habit,
Mm-hmm.
forming good habits until they become routine. And before you know it, you will start to experience a better walk.
Mm-hmm.
The journey will be a much better. I remember
Yeah.
one time my wife said, "I believe we make it because you have helped people, because
Mm-hmm.
you will my I'm not I, you know, I sometimes I say one of my weaknesses is I'm not selfish enough."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, you know, I have been working on that type of thing because it's a blessing to me now
Mm-hmm.
that I don't have to jump in front of folks in line. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't so in a hurry that I got to be somewhere that I'm willing to run over you and crash into you and do all those. No, it's not the way to live life.
Yeah.
If you find yourself getting upset all the time, stop.
Mm-hmm.
You need to find out a way to balance yourself, especially emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really important because when you see all these things happening, it's because of people's out of control emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It don't take nothing to hold the door open for someone.
Exactly.
Just a quick minute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And look how much it meant to that person that you held the door open for them. Or if you take the time and you speak to people, even in the grocery store, for instance, like
Mm-hmm.
the person cashier. How are you?
Yeah.
Fine. And remember, the old folks teachers say, fine, and you.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's building conversation. That
Mm-hmm.
lets you know because you spoke to me and asked me how I was doing. I'm curious enough to ask you how you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what could happen. How many people do you meet places and they've been working in the same places 10 years and you've been going there 10 years and y'all know each other just because of how friendly you are
Mm-hmm.
when you have that interaction.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
helps build your reputation.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Let me go. Badger, talk to me, Badger. What's on your heart, brother?
It's that I agree with what Leonard was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I come across it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
People have these expectations and stuff, but they're not even willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the moment they're in need, they raise the most fuss.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I guess in a way there's a lot of hypocrisy, if
We
I'm
took
using that word right.
yeah, but we took a turn though. We took a turn in the conversation a little bit there, didn't we, Badger? We took a left turn there, didn't we?
Well, I'm approaching it from a different angle.
Mm.
You know, because part of getting to where Leonard was talking about is there's a lot of introspection, looking in a mirror.
Mm.
You know, um, like it's there's so much involved with not letting the negative aspects of life stop you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's the practice of knowing Yahweh God has you, that there's no
Mm-hmm.
reason to worry. It's the full release of worry and concern and things of that nature, the full surrender.
Okay.
Uh,
That's good.
and you get there by just constantly practicing.
Mm-hmm. Have to. And it is a constant practice. It really is. Tucson, talk to me, brother. Tucson, you there?
Oh yeah, I had a station identification issue, but for the most part, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many of us turn the thing on? So I might have a little background noise, but for the most part, most of us, I would say, are introverts.
Mm-hmm.
That's my big word for the day.
Mm.
I believe. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Why do you believe that?
Because I think that this is me. If I could be on I'm good by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need no company.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have this need to be around people. I don't hunt for. Can you be my friend?
Hey, Tucson, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you. I'm going to cut you off. Let me ask you this question.
Yes,
There's this challenge that be going around on social media where they'll show you an isolated island, and they're asking the question that if you go to this island, ain't nobody on the island, you'll just be you, and you could possibly take one other person with you. But you have to stay on an island, no internet, none of that stuff, no phones and all that stuff for 6 months to a year, and they'll give you $5 million or whatever. But you can't have any interactions with people. They're gonna make sure that you have the food. They're gonna make sure every day that your food is catered to you. Your food gonna come to your door and different things of that nature. But you won't have any outside connections, no internet, no phone, none of that stuff, no computer, or none of that stuff for 6 months to a year, and they'll pay you $5 million. Would that be something that you could do, or would that time wear down on you a little bit?
I can do that for free.
No interactions with other people.
If I can do that.
Yeah, they say you can take
I don't have to have no internet, no TV,
none of that, no phone, none of that stuff, and you only can take one person with you, and that
long as
person.
they ain't got no, long as they don't have no wild animals and snakes
Mm-hmm.
on the island, I think I can make it.
Okay. Go ahead, finish your thought.
I believe so. I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Because and it's not a bad thing. It's just I don't go around hunting for people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I make these comments that are disturbing to some people, but to be honest, I mean that. You want to hear it? Sounds strange. I don't like people.
Mm. Now, what your wife say about when you say
People
that?
are something else.
What your wife?
Huh?
What your wife just said when you said that?
She never did understand that. And then I would say, I don't care. That would get on her nerves.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't care. I don't care nothing about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care nothing. It don't make me no difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because we worry about this morning, I always on Thursdays I do a thought for the week or thought for the day, and it was like Timothy, First Timothy, the 6th chapter, I think it is, the 11th and the 12th verse, and Paul gives Timothy some advice,
Mm-hmm.
and before that, he tells us that flee from some things, follow after righteousness, hold on to eternal life. There are some things that he wants Timothy to know. He said, let me ask a question. Raheem, what did you come with here in this world? What did you come with?
Me.
What you gonna leave with?
Me.
All the things that we strive for.
Mm-hmm.
We catch high blood pressure and high diabetes, get sick, worry, get mad, angry, frustrated because we all the things that we work for, we work, we do, try to obtain, and you come here with nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, you're gonna leave that same way.
Mm-hmm.
You brought nothing into this world,
Yep.
nothing, absolutely nothing. You ain't got
Mm-hmm.
nothing. You don't even have your health.
Mm.
Because probably the lack of being healthy will take you out of here.
Mm-hmm.
That's your body gonna wear out on you.
Mm-hmm.
I was at church yesterday. That's why I had to leave off. And they was doing the live, not necessarily live video, but they videoed the podcast so that you could see what's going on in the screens at the church, big nice church, huge. And I was standing at the front, and the congregation was standing. I think they were singing, and I looked at the video at the top. I don't even have hair in the back of my head.
Mm.
I got this big bald spot that it clearly shows. And there was at some point in time, especially when I was in college, I spent so much time trying to put waves in my hair.
Yeah.
There is no hair there.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us buy our teeth. You don't even own your teeth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how we press for things, and then we strive for people, and people put you up, and then people put you down.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it that we can't I say we are introverts because we like to be left alone. Give me a place and just sit me down and leave me alone, and I'll be fine.
Mm. Wow.
But there's this thing that has been laid upon us that we can't stop it. You see people at the grocery store, you see people in need, and if you don't have the money, you find an avenue to help these people.
Yeah.
And then you got the nerve to say you don't like people.
Mm.
Why do you spend so much time helping people?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't like them, standing in line, standing in the hot sun and in the rain, trying to feed folks that you don't like. It makes absolutely no sense to make that statement.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
when we are servants, I say we.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you are called or put upon a heart for people, even though you say you don't like people, you have a heart for people.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have nothing. You're trying to pay your bill. You missing some things. Your health ain't good. But in the midst of a bad report, you find a way to encourage somebody else. That makes absolutely no sense.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Wow. That's good though.
So yeah, Raheem, it's something about how God works. No matter how you feel about something,
Mm-hmm.
if He has something for you to do, I'm a Jonah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go down there and talk to them people. I don't even like them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a message that will cause them to possibly, maybe, and if they change their ways, possibly, I know what God gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna save them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what Jonah's attitude. That boy sit under that tree, a gourd that God paid for him, and he was so comfortable. And he sit out there on the outside of Sodom and Gomorrah, and he waited for God to destroy it. And when God did not, he said, I knew you would do it. I knew that. That's why I ran and went the other way. Ain't that something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Ask the question. We're good, and this is not our topic for the day. This is our opening topic. We're about to get to our topic in a minute or two. But Cassandra Alexander Green, talk to me. Toya with a T, coming to you next.
We're still talking about the same thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I don't.
Hey, Cassandra, let me ask you. Let me ask you the other part. Now, could you stay in that? You got to be on a deserted island. You got to be on that island. You have to stay in this house for 6 months to a year. You only can take one person with you. You don't have any social media, or any computers, any phones, internet, or none of that. They want to make sure that you eat every day. Make sure the food is coming to you every day. You only can have one person with you for 6 months to a year. And at the end of that time, you're going to receive $5 million. Could you do that, Cassandra? Cassandra?
So you said 6 months to a year with one person on an island.
Yeah, only you and that other person, whoever that person is, you pick the person, but y'all have to be there for 6 months. Y'all don't have any social media, any internet, any phones, any outside connection at all. And you have to be there for 6 months to a year with that person by yourself, with no interaction with nobody else. 6 months to a year. Could you do it?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I could do it. I definitely could. I mean, I'd know to choose the right person, but yeah.
Now, how would that time? How would that time with no interaction, not knowing nothing that's going on? I mean, you don't have any connection at all. How would that 6 months or a year? How would that have a tendency to weigh on you?
I think it would bother me, especially because I have grandchildren and children. It would bother me, well, not bother me. I would want to know. I would be concerned about, is everything going okay with them? And then if it's this timing that we're in right now, I would really be concerned if there was even a U.S. when I came back. So, definitely, but I would definitely be able to do that. I really would. Sometimes I feel that's what I need to.
Just step away for a minute. Yeah. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Hey, doing good. Now we got a lot of activity going on somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from, but Toya with a T. What you got going on this weekend?
This weekend, I'm working this weekend.
Okay.
Except Saturday. I'm off Saturday.
Okay. Now, could you do that situation, that 6 month situation? Could you do that? 6 months to a year on an isolated island, no internet, no phone, no outside connection whatsoever, with nobody except that one person that you elect to bring with you for 6 months to a year. But at the end of that time, if you do it, they're going to give you $5 million. Could you do it? Or would that time weigh on you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I come from kind of the era to where you got put on punishment and you didn't have nothing. Wasn't no cell phone, wasn't nothing but a TV in the house and the radio. When you got put on punishment, you had nothing. For 4 walls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I believe I can do it. The thing that saves me is the one other person. You know what I'm saying? I do have someone that I can find something to do with. And on top of that, don't put me on a pretty, beautiful island, some pretty water, and then what's nice too? For a year.
Yeah.
And you said I did meals.
Yeah.
Of course I could. Of course I would. For a year.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yes. I would definitely love to do that. Now, probably 10 years ago I couldn't. But I find solitude being alone now. I find solitude being alone with the Lord, watching beauty, seeing beauty, the beauty of an island and water. That stuff excites me. I like going on walks by myself, and I absolutely believe I can go to I say like Puerto Rico or Jamaica or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
On this way, of course I could. Of course I would. You got a ticket for me to go now? Let me show you.
Now this is this ain't an island like that. Now this this island has nothing on it. Is how they say that word, that fancy word, in uninhibited island, and the nobody, only one there is you and the person you take with you on the whole island. So you ain't interacting with anybody. You have no outside connection. You don't know what's going on. Like Cassandra said, you have no idea what's going on the outside of that island. 6 months to a year. Would that be the same thing?
Yeah, I still think I can do it. You know, I think to kind of piggyback off of what Cassandra said, I understand what she said about worrying about family and things of that nature. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's true. You know, but I don't know. Not to say that nothing won't happen. You know, my mother just passed away, but I would have faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And in a mix of that, if something was to happen, that would be something, you know, just like any other situation, just like any other job, just like any other scenario. You could be off in a war or something, and something happened, you would still feel bad because you're not there.
Mm-hmm.
But the point of the matter is, yes, I still think I can do it for a year, uninhabited or not. If it still has those features of sand and pretty water, not no boo-boo color water,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Frank, what do you say to that? Could you do it?
You know, I had to show a lot of patience when you asked that question, and Leonard answered it, because, oh my God, did he bless me.
Mm-hmm.
Before I got married, I had to go through counseling, and Pastor Temple was teaching a class to the men that were pursuing a wife. And you've met Pastor Temple. He's energetic, real nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, okay, so what is a husband? And he asked all of us, and we all came with our, answers. And he said, nope, you're wrong. Nope, that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that's not it. And then after about 45 minutes, he said, okay, y'all want me to tell you? And we said, yeah, because we came up with some good answers.
Mm-hmm.
He said, at the core of who a husband is, he's a servant. And if you don't have the servant spirit, don't get married.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the moment that you take that woman as your wife, your goal is to serve her.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did a whole series on serving and what that means and what it looks like. Oh my God, it changed everything I understood. And the thing that I went into marriage thinking was, my wife will never outserve me.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't say it out loud, it's not a competition. But I am going to serve her socks off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, now, you have to have balance in that. That doesn't mean that every little desire, because I still have to be the set man of this house. I have to be wise and practical in what I'm doing, but my heart is still to serve. And that heart leads into my interaction with the community.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love people. Now, the question is, can I go away for 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. Because the only person that I will be able to take will be my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I got kids and grandkids that I love. I don't want to be. Now, could I survive? I could survive it if I had to. But would I want to? No.
Mm-hmm.
5 years is a big difference.
No. It's only 1 year. No. It's only. It's only.
You leave?
No, it's only 1 year. From 6 months to a year, they'll give you $5 million if you do.
Oh, 6. Yeah. No. I'm not doing a year because I could die in 9 months. But
Wow.
Let me say 2 more things and then I'm gonna shut up. Yesterday I went to the bank, and I wasn't on the phone with you, but I was on the phone with somebody. But I went to the bank, so I'm walking up to the door, and there's this lady. She's older. She's walking kind of slow. So I stop at the door and I do what all of us would do. I held the door for her, and she said, "Thank you, young man." I said, well, you're welcome, young lady. And she walks in and there's a line. And she pauses to let me go in front of her. I said, no, go ahead. So she went ahead, she got in line, and we're standing in line. And there was a lady at the counter, a little bitty white lady. She was about 5 feet tall. And she was talking to the teller. And she said, there was a man in the parking lot. And she was shaking. And she said, he asked me to borrow $40. And I didn't give it to him, but I'm afraid. And they said, oh my goodness, well, and the teller really didn't have an answer for her. So she conducted her business. And I said, no. And she didn't turn around. I said, no. She turned around. Now I look like the very thing that she would be afraid of. A black man and bald head. And she looked at me. And now here's the opportunity for me not to be the very thing that she would be afraid of. I said, no, if you want me to, when you get ready to leave, only if you want me to, I'll walk you to your car. And she said, you could see her trying to process what she thinks of young black men and her fear in the moment. And the bank president came from behind the counter and he shook my hand. He said, ma'am, thank you. He said, but I got her. I said, okay. And she kept looking back at me. So that was a moment to contradict everything that she may think about black people. No, we're not. We're not what that guy that was out there trying to hustle you. That's not who we are. But in that moment, dude, I'm going to serve you. You're part of my community. I'm going to serve you. And I'm going to say this, Raheem, and I'm going to shut up. Throughout my life, Scripture says that if you abide in me, I will abide in you. And in spite of handling credit poorly when I was young, in spite of, all of us had hundreds of thousands of dollars go through our hands, whether you know it or not. But in spite of mishandling money, God said, if you abide in me, I will abide in you. And what happens is that I have never concentrated on wealth. But the scripture says that blessings will overtake you. And that is what has happened in my life in spite of me, in spite of my foolishness, in spite of my mistakes. Blessings. My wife is a blessing. Where I live right now is a blessing. I shouldn't be here with the way I handle finances early on in my life. All of that is a blessing that has overtaken me because at the best of my ability, I did what it was. Now, let me say this to be clear. The fact that anybody has anything does not make you any better or make you love God anymore. I was loving God when I had nothing. And he was living and active in my life.
Good deal. Gotta keep
blessings overtake you. Go ahead, man.
Good deal. Anybody else have anything else they want to say on this topic before we move on? We're going to get into our topic of the day. Anybody got anything real quickly? Okay. Well, let me see. We got somebody else that's called in. Let me see what that was that called in. I think they might have hung up. So hopefully they will call back in. But I'm gonna play this clip, and we're gonna comment on the clip. It may start off a little hectic. Y'all hang out with me, bear with me, and we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere, but it might start off a little rocky. It may start off a little small. It depends. We just gotta see how it's gonna go. But let me play this clip, and from this clip, we'll continue. If y'all give me a second, I'm gonna pull it up. There we go. Got that. Got it ready. Here we go.
for Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with Black blood?
Well, he's right about that. The success and the prosperity of Asian Americans is paid for with Black blood.
We're gonna stop right there, and we're going to go back into the conversation. I'm gonna start off with you, Cassandra. Cassandra, what are you hearing? That is there any truth in what he said? Because I found that clip, and I was listening to it, and these are our Asian brothers that were saying this, that they owe a great deal of their success to the civil rights movement and the spilling of Black blood. Is that truth, Cassandra? Cassandra Alexander Green, you there?
Yes, I'm sorry, I was talking to the phone on me.
Okay.
I think that all of our all non-white people and even white women owe a gratitude to the civil rights movement. I don't care what color they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we made a difference in voting for white women. We made a difference in voting for pretty much every race, like I said, that not other than white people. We made an impact, and even poor white people that would not even give you the time of day owed a debt of gratitude to the civil rights movement. There were programs and stuff that was put in place that helped them.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. No. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. He's right though. I mean, how could you not? We didn't just march for Black people. That's the first key to all of this. I don't know where people get the idea that the civil rights movement was just about Black people. It was about equality for everybody. Mm-hmm. Everything that the civil rights movement has stood for was good for anybody that needed it, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. For anybody that needed it, it was there. It was in place. That's whether it was for a human right or a civil right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, Dr. King was against hunger. He spoke not just for here, around the world. So I don't know. People just don't want to see the good or the benefits that Black people have given to this country, and they're not going to. Most of them will never. We can sing Kumbaya and hold hands in a circle all we want to, but there are people in this country that will never give us credit for anything good. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
Wow. Toya with a T talked to me, says, what do you gather from that clip? Was there, he was very adamant about what he was saying, and that a lot of stuff that they have is because of the civil rights movement and the spilling of Black blood. Is there any truth in that, Toya? Toya, you there? Frank, talk to me.
You know, civil rights is just that. It's civil rights. It is at the core of it. It is equality for mankind. Okay, so That is my short answer.
Mm-hmm.
This is where sometimes we begin to not disagree, but it begins to become difficult for us to communicate. That's why about a week ago, I said I watched two theologians have two totally different opinions about a subject, but they handled it very well, and I was just impressed by that. So I think that we can discuss the fact that, unfortunately, what we went through, because it was for our survival. We weren't trying to just make a statement. You know, the conditions that we were living under, not being represented, could not vote, being hung, these things were just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to do something. So we had to stand up, just like now. You know, we have to stand up for what is going on right now. But as fast as I say that, and there is a church still standing here in the heart of Detroit that was part of the Underground Railroad. And there was a lot of people that were not Black that participated in the Underground Railroad. There was people that housed us. There was people that helped us. And it wasn't even their fight because of the pigmentation of their skin. They could have stood back and just ignored what was going on with Black people. And once they were found out, once people identified that they were helping Blacks with the Underground Railroad or with civil rights, their punishment was worse than ours. So I often wondered if it wasn't my fault what I had done that. So I commend them too. Now, this is a stance that I will only take. I'm about what's right. What is right. And I say this, and I've said it a million times, is that once I gave my life to the Lord, even before I'm Black, I'm a Christian. So I judge people according to their behavior. Black, white, green, purple. Because living in here in Detroit, I've experienced everything from everybody. Good and bad. But I would never minimize what we went through as a people when it comes to, you know, what God brought us through. But I am, you know, sometimes we look at people and say, you owe me. You know, who am I talking to? Am I punishing you for what your ancestors did? You know, I just want people, you know, what is going on right now is theft. It is people that are making us fight each other while they steal billions of dollars. It is a distraction. It's not even about Black or white. It's about greed.
Mm-hmm.
So
let me ask you a question.
You know,
if and this might be a little clumsy presentation. I hope y'all can understand where I'm going with this. But if my great grandmother had a car, my great grandmother had a car, and she loved the car. You know, she worked her whole life to get the money together to buy this car because it's one that she always wanted, and she got it. Then all of a sudden, when she get it paid for, somebody come and they take her car from her, and they give it to one of their children. Now their child drives the car 2 or 3 years, and then they have a child, you know, and as time go on, they take that same car and they hand it down, and they hand it down, and they hand it down. Now, when my great grandmother, when she went and bought that car, did that car belong to her?
So Raheem.
No. Listen. Does that car belong to her? When she going by that car, does it belong to her?
Well, I'm trying to answer the question the best I can, because we're putting we're making a statement that does not apply. Unfortunately,
but see, no. I understand that, but you said
okay,
Frank, listen, Frank, listen to me. Frank, listen to me. Frank, listen.
Okay. Well, you want to pose the question and you don't want me to answer it.
No, you're not allowing me to pose the question. You're saying that it don't apply.
I thought you were done. Go ahead.
My question is, does that car belong to her?
Okay, is that the whole of your question?
That I'm just asking for. Yes, I'm going somewhere else, but in order for me to go where I'm going, you have to answer this part. So when she buy that car, does that car belong to her?
If we're talking about cars, and and that's all we're talking about, whoever the owner is of that car, and that car was registered to it, if they don't sell it and it was stolen, it belongs to the original owner.
Okay. Now, when they pass the car on to their children or to somebody else in their family, does that car still belong to my great grandmother?
When they pass the car on, I have a 65 Nova. I gave it to my son.
Okay, hold on.
I gave him the registration.
Hold on. Let's just answer the question.
That car belongs to him.
Okay, hold on. You miss. I'm trying to do this thing quickly because I got a lot of people and I don't want to just turn into a Frank and Raheem show. But my thing, but you didn't answer. Okay, it belongs to him or it belongs to my grandmother, my great grandmother.
It belongs to him.
How?
I passed the car on to him.
It does not belong to you to pass it on. It belongs. It's not your car. You took the car from my great grandmother. That car belongs. I don't care how many lines you go down and you pass the car on to somebody. That does not change the fact that that car belongs to my great grandmother. You all came and y'all took that from my great grandmother illegally, and y'all took her car.
No, that's not what you asked me. You said if I passed it down, who does it belong to? If somebody steals the car, they're a thief. It will never belong to them.
Exactly. And so that's my point about what you're saying about this whole situation. See, and I'm going here because you said, am I going to punish the what your ancestor did? I'm not going to punish you for what your ancestors did, but you have to understand the fact that your ancestors had, you are a beneficiary, you are a benefactor of what your ancestors had done. You're reaping the benefits. You're able to, your children are able to drive my great grandmother's car. That it belongs to her, but you took it from her, and now they're reaping the benefits. As it goes on, they're reaping the benefits of having that car, and it actually belongs to my great grandmother. So, am I going to punish them? I'm going to hold them accountable. But go ahead, make your point.
So what I'm saying is, my next door neighbor is my age. What does he owe me? He just happens to be white. What does he owe Frank? What does he owe me? He doesn't have the right to live in the house he's living in. He doesn't have the right to live a life.
But what you got to understand is he is a beneficiary. He is a beneficiary of what was taken. And
so
he's a beneficiary.
My next door neighbor. What does he owe?
I'm not gonna answer that question. I'm not gonna answer that question because that's a personal thing. But my thing is right here. He has benefited. He has benefited from all the things that has happened. He is a benefactor of all the stuff that has happened. Now, what does he owe you? That's a conversation that you two should have. But my thing is this right here. He has benefited.
I should have with my next door neighbor.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should.
Society may owe us a debt. Society does owe us a debt.
I'm talking about the benefit.
Right next door owes me nothing.
But he's benefiting from everything that has happened. He is benefiting from. He's benefiting from.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Rico. Rico, you there?
Yeah, I'm not here, man. How about it doing this morning?
Hey, good morning. How you doing this morning? Rico, I played a clip. Did you hear that clip I played?
No, I didn't hear it.
I'm gonna cue it up and play it again. I want you to hear it, and I want you to comment on it. But while I'm getting this thing together, what are your thoughts on what we were just talking about? The beneficiary and how they're benefited from the things that has happened in the past.
I mean, how do I feel about it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's right for you to capitalize off of other people's misgivings.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you create that disparity.
Mm-hmm.
You profit from it. You profit from somebody from traumatizing people. So you profit. I mean, there are a lot of. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. There are many entities that profited from the slave trade.
Mm-hmm.
And many families that profited from the slave trade. Even the family down in Mobile in Africa town that did the illegal slave trade. They found out their family still worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. I mean, the offspring of that man that was doing that illegal slave trade, and after they abolished it, family's still wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Still wealthy. Long-term wealth, generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
We want generational wealth too. That's why everybody's so capitalistic, so money crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They want to put finances and capitalism before everything in our community because it's so important to create generational wealth. But some of that generational wealth is already owed to us.
Mm-hmm.
As while we're speaking about generational wealth, I want to say rest in peace to George Johnson, the founder of Afro Scene, passed away yesterday.
Wow, didn't know that.
Y'all know he used to have that good smelling spray in that black can with the Afro pick on it.
Yeah, I remember. Yes, sir.
Man, I always wondered who created that. I found out yesterday for the first time, man, and I just want to say that's black excellence.
Exactly. Watch this clip, Rico. I'm going to play this clip for you. Watch it and tell me what you think about it. Is there any truth in what they're saying? Hold on, let me get myself queued up here. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, come on, stop acting up on me. There you go. Do, 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 do.
Take a look.
For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black blood?
Well, he's right.
Rico, what did you gather from that? Is there any truth in what he's saying, Rico?
It's very true. It's very true. I mean, the Voter Rights Act, we brought white women along. White women came and got black women for feminism. I mean, it's just, so we got slaves built the White House. There's so many different things that, black people did to get human rights and civil rights in America that other people, other races benefited from. Immigrants, Africans, you name it. So it's very true. And so, I heard you, or I guess it was Frank said that about what does his neighbor owe him. If anything, his neighbor owes him the respect of acknowledging the history that has happened over here in America.
Mm-hmm.
When I say that, when we have these instances where black people are the only, where black people are in a cloud of white people and they come up missing. And then you start hearing people say, hey, you shouldn't be out there by yourself like that. You should protect yourself. You shouldn't be so vulnerable to white people. You know how they are. Oh, wait a minute. You can't group all of us together. And so I ask, well, do you expect a woman to be around 12 or 13 men and just be completely trusting of one of them not being a sadistic rapist? We know we do live in a wicked world.
Mm-hmm.
Man is very wicked. And I would think a woman would be a fool to be around a group of men and leave herself vulnerable and trust that one of them won't violate her. And that's the way I feel as a black person.
Mm-hmm.
That white person knows me to respect, to understand when I say we need to tell our youth to know your history, know how these people have moved around the world, the destruction and the havoc they've caused, and how they've manipulated and deceived people to take their resources, and how they've treated people, and how they had a bloodlust watching people hang and cutting babies out of their bellies, or looking for a criminal and not being able to find that person they're looking for, and then just grabbing the next person that knows him because he's black. Or we can't find him, let's get his brothers and sisters. They owe me respect to understand why I view things this way, because I have this outlook, and I didn't come into this world feeling this way. But based off experiences and everything I've seen, based off of how certain people have acted to make America what it is and what they did to be so great, every white person I meet has to prove to me that they aren't that racist that took that hood and robe off and put on a suit and tie before I trust them and embrace them. You just don't get the automatic benefit of doubt because I love human beings. I used to be a fool like that. I used to be gullible. I used to be naive. But now I don't accuse you of being racist because I don't know if you are or aren't. But the fact that I don't know if you are racist, and being that I know how people in the past manipulated and tricked people and then turned around and was the worst monster you could think of to certain people that trusted them, you have got to prove to me that you're not that type of person, and you can't get offended and call me a racist for being cautious.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's get this thing going on. Badger, talk to me. What's on your heart? You heard the clip, man. You actually saw the clip. So tell me, what did you gather from it?
A lot of truth. That's something that a lot of people don't realize. Everything that's done as a white-skinned person, and just observing history and the way things go, everything that affects a black community affects everyone else. Every time. It's a historical fact. And these illusions that other white-skinned human beings have of believing these greedy human beings that would rather kill you than help you anyway, they just don't want us to get along. The vast majority of infighting that happens among the American people is when people trust these greedy human beings. They view racism has been used so much that white-skinned people are afraid to speak up. And I call them out all the time. All the ones that are around me. Why are you so afraid of standing up when whatever is done is going to affect everyone?
Yeah.
Like this illusion that you've decided to accept that whatever's done to them won't happen to us. What are you thinking? It's, man, like,
thanks for the follow.
I'm being polite or attempting not to use foul language. Because I'm very irritated with my fellow white people. Like it's
why is that, Badger?
Because they're fearful. They live in fear of human beings, even though they claim to be Christians. They're not they're too afraid of the kings and queens and corporate Pharisees, and they enjoy being walked all over and watching other people get murdered. Like it's fact.
Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Is Toya? No, I think we might have lost Toya. I was ready to go to Toya. Cassandra Alexander Green, talk to me. Toussaint, coming to you next.
Yeah, so we're still on this thing.
The clip you got to play, yes. Where they say that, they owe.
I mean, who was that just talked that said about only that a lot of the civil human rights, whoever that was, they hit it on target. I mean, people don't want to acknowledge that, but okay. I think it was Dr. King that said that injustice to one is like injustice to all, something to that.
Yes.
And
yes.
If all of us are not free or being treated equally or fairly, then it's almost like none of us are. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. I think that everybody should be treated equally and fairly. I don't care what color their skin is. It doesn't matter to me.
Cassandra,
and my biggest
Cassandra, I love that idea. I love the concept of where you're coming from with that. But can you see that in our lifetime? Can you see that? Can you see that happening?
I don't think so. But I'm old. So, you know, I'll be gone soon. 67. I may not have very many years left. But it bothers me that we're in this place. After all these years, we're still having to talk about that?
Yes.
Come on. Come on, guys.
Now, how much? How much?
26, and we're still talking about civil rights. These people are still... Why can't you just leave us alone? Basically. Why does it always... Do you know what it's like to have to be in defense mode all the time? I don't think a lot of people realize that a lot of times for Black people, we have to stay aware all the time. Do you know that at 67, driving my old car, and I'm riding around on the interstate or on the street, when a police car passes by me, do you know that I look up in the mirror? Almost waiting for them to turn around. Do you know what that can be like? Do you realize what it's like for young people that may have a decent car and paper straight everything? I do something, and a lot of people may say, that don't make no sense. That's just crazy. It's times that, and it's only when I feel led to, that there might be a police car pulled over, young Black kid sitting in it, and I will just pull up and sit there.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense? Why should I feel like, oh my God, something may happen? And I'm sorry, that's just where I am. And I actually spoke to a group of officers one time. They held a kid for 30 minutes, had one of those souped up cars. They searched the car, they called in a dog thing, they checked, they still didn't find anything. I sat there and watched them keep that kid there like they were trying to find something, anything, to hold him. Why should we have to live like that? And oh yeah. For those that say, well, it might not have been the color of skin. Oh no. They do that predominantly to our kids. I have rarely seen a white kid in a nice car pulled on the side of the road. Their car being, come on, okay. I'm gonna leave it right there, Raheem. But yeah, we're still so far. We're so far off in this country when it comes to civil and human rights, treating people justly and fairly. And we are treated, I don't care what nobody says, we are treated differently.
Yeah.
Than other people.
We are.
We are.
Look,
so you can try to pretend like we're not, and it's a lie. You lying to yourself.
Look, I mean, look at the penal system. Look at the prison industry and the mass majority of how
That's
many
all
people.
you have to
Yeah,
do.
look at that.
How is it that you're saying that? How is it that I've worked in the federal level, local level, and state level jails, right? When I say work, I've ministered, I've frequented them for over 40 years, right? How is it that a black man can be in there for the same crime
Mm-hmm.
as a white man, and his time is sometimes 5-10 years different? Help me with that.
Yeah.
Help me.
Hey, Raheen.
If you can
Hold on.
explain that. And white collar crime, I'm not even going to talk about the federal level. I worked in a federal prison here in Atlanta for 10 years, almost 11. I saw it firsthand.
Mm-hmm. I worked in a
The
prison.
difference in sentencing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done.
I worked in South Carolina
You put me on my soapbox when it comes to stuff like this, man. Civil and human rights? Oh, yeah.
I worked in the prison system for 10 years in the state of South Carolina on the state level. And it is 95%, 85, 95% black people that's incarcerated. But they say that we're only 13, 14, 15% of the population. So how does those numbers, how do you equate those numbers? Are you saying that nobody else is committing? So you're saying that all the crimes are being committed?
No, white people don't commit crime. What's wrong with you, Raheen?
I must be crazy.
White people don't commit crime.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Tucson. Hold on. I say I'm gonna go to Tucson. I'll come right back to you, Patrick. Tucson, talk to me.
So there's a video that from a Asian guy that's saying that black blood, a lot of people benefited off of black blood.
Yeah, in the civil rights movement. Yeah. Yes.
Conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There's two of them. They're talking.
People included.
Well, yeah, they're talking. As a matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna play the clip one more time so you can hear it. Hold on. I'm gonna play it one more time, let you hear it, and then you can make your assessment from listening to the actual clip itself.
Okay.
Give me 1 second here. Let me cue it up. I'm glad I saved it. Let me go back. I'm gonna play it one more go again, and then after you hear it, you can say what it is that's on your heart. All right, here we go.
Take a look.
For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black blood?
Well, he's right.
Okay, Tucson, talk to me. That's the clip, and that's what he was saying right there. So, what's on your heart, brother?
Let's go back a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little grainy, but I can hear you.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Walmart or somewhere else. Where can I get Raheen?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing my address. You send me that earpiece. We can talk about it for 2 weeks.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now, let's go back a little bit. The United States of America. Let's talk about citizenship and rights as a citizen of this country. Originally, who were designated citizens of the United States of America? Fast question, fast answer. White, black men that hold up a certain criteria. They have to fit a certain criteria to you even identify you as a citizen of this country. Not white women, not all citizens, law-abiding, good standard people. It wasn't what we call the less of the less. To be a citizen of this country, to have rights, including voting, to have civil rights. Now you stop me and correct me when I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be right. I don't really have to be right. But if you wasn't a predominantly white male, upstanding white male, you was not a citizen, so therefore you didn't have no rights.
Mm-hmm.
So when civil rights came up, there was a drive for people to get rights that nobody else had. But those people. And there it went. And it opened the door for a lot of people that had no rights. Don't have rights. Is that a true statement?
Yes, go ahead.
Who was the people? Who was the people that was fighting for those rights? It wasn't all of them. I know they had white folks with them.
Mm-hmm.
But white folks didn't have to have that fight because some of them was white.
Mm-hmm.
For white folks, they would vote, go to the poll and vote. They had because there wasn't no criminal or something like that. So they could just go up to the ballot and vote for what they wanted. That's right. Matter of fact, they can drive and go wherever they want to, walk on the side of the road. They don't have to worry about being in the, where you going, boy?
Mm-hmm.
Sit at the back of the bus, go eat in the back. I got the restaurant right now that I can go to. I probably can get there in about 3 minutes. I don't go there because the sign, there was a sign for Negroes to eat. The imprint is still there at that restaurant to this day. I don't eat there.
Mm-hmm.
Right here in the great state of Mississippi, Pascagoula.
Wow.
So when people got tired of that, and just so happened, I believe, for the most part, they were black people fighting for those things that they couldn't do because you can't sit down and eat like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It opened the door for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and I hear, but it sounds simple to me. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Do they owe us anything? No. But our ancestors, yes, they do. Not necessarily owe us anything, but recognize it at least.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the kicker, Raheem. You know what the problem with is America right now?
What's that?
Same folks that wanted to be recognized, same type of people that wanted to be recognized as citizens of this great United States of America are fighting the same fight to prove that they're the only ones that matter.
Wow. Wow.
Rich and white. Amen.
Mm-hmm. Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. What do you think about this topic we're talking about today? Is it are we off base? Badger, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. As a white person, white skinned, and you go apply for a job and you see a black person applying for the same job, you see that they're more qualified than you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a conversation with them and they have no bad background or anything. You have no experience for this job, but yet they hire you over him or her.
Yeah.
Think about what that really is, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really think. It ain't a joke that as a white-skinned person, there are privileges that we all have that we aren't aware of because we ain't paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the truth of the matter. Do you think that if you get pulled over by a cop, they're going to treat you the exact same way? Especially in certain neighborhoods?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like really, think about it. Quit being ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
This is your wake-up call. Oh, wait, I forgot. Woke is a bad thing now. In quotations.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want it done to you, don't let it be done to other people.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Curtis, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, how you doing right here?
Hey, doing good, doing good. I played the clip a couple of times, man. Did you hear it?
Earlier, but the phone was acting crazy.
It's okay.
Uh,
Did you hear the clip?
yes, I heard it.
Okay, what did you gather from it? Is there any truth in it, or are we walking down a dead end street? What's going on?
There's absolutely truth in it. No matter how inconvenient it may be for some to hear and to understand, but there's absolutely truth in it. And I mean, you know, I heard you folks, you know, I heard my brothers and my sisters talking about, you know, the double standard. And for anybody that's got half a brain that's paying attention, you can see the double standard. It's right there in front of your face. I mean, look at Trump. Look at Puffy.
Yeah.
Come on. Look at Trump. Look at Puffy. You know, white collar. You know, look at how. What was their name, Raheem? The Hughes brothers? Was it the Hughes brothers?
Yeah, I think it was the Hughes brothers.
Yes, the Hughes brothers compared to any white collar crime committed by a white man. And Cassandra is right. There was a study done in 2004, 2005 that got national press coverage on NPR, National Public Radio. There was a study done in 2004, 2005. The study was done by one student from University of Michigan, one from Ohio State, and one from University of Miami. They all teamed up to do their, I think it was, the study was done for their, I want to say it was their doctoral, like a doctoral project or whatever, right? And what the study was centered around black and white crime. However, it was specific in terms of sentencing rates to conviction rates, right? And what they found out in their study, there's three people from three different parts, you know, pretty much three different parts of the country. You can say Michigan and Ohio is in the same area, but from three different states. And what they found was the black sentencing rate was way higher than the white conviction rate, meaning whites were convicted of the very same violent crimes, drug offense crimes, at a higher rate. They were convicted, but they weren't sentenced to any length of time in prison, or they were sentenced to minimal lengths of time in prison, where blacks overwhelmingly was not only convicted, but sentenced to these elongated times in prison. You can go back in history, and the prison industrial complex. What we're seeing now is the remnants of what we can do with the prison industrial complex. Tucson is right in saying blacks don't have to worry about walking down the street. Boy, where you going? And you say, "Oh, I'm going down here to Butler Farm," and they would literally, a sheriff would say to you, "Well, son, you know it's against the law for you to be walking on this road." It ain't no law in the books that say that it is against the rules for a person to walk down the road. I'm going to work, sir. This is my only means of transportation is my feet. How do I get to work, sir? They will lock you up and automatically put you on a chain gang for 5, 10 years. We have stories of blacks who may have stolen a loaf of bread and got 25 years for stealing a loaf of bread. So, you know, there's several stories now with the Asian community. It's sad to say, but I know we all can remember, you know, sometimes the old slogans, they tend to get left by the wayside. But you know, there's an old saying that says, what is it? When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, join them. With the Asian community, boy, this runs deep. With the Asian community, they are a community who has been assimilated. If you go to Asia, you'll find that Asians of paler skin are treated better than Asians of darker skin.
Mm-hmm.
The pale skin is a representation of wealth.
Yeah.
Right? And then lastly, let's just keep it real. If we cannot see that there's if we can't see, to those of us who say, I heard Donald say, something in reference to, because you hear it all the time, why should I have to pay for something that my ancestors did? I didn't do it. Why should I have to pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I listen to these people say that all over these different news outlets and this, that, and the third, when they interviewing people on the street or whatever. And I'm saying, wow. Because why is that mindset not stressed towards Germany when we force Germany to pay APAC every year?
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
Why? Let me land this plane. I know you said a good deal. That means shut up, Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it whenever our people try and stand up for what is right and say, you know what? No, you owe me. I'm the product of a slave. I had to work 10 times as hard to receive 10 times less, and you owe me.
Mm-hmm.
We're looked at and told to forget about it. But then every other community in American society, that's for the Black and brown community, every other community in American society has received some form of reparations.
Yep, that's good. That's good.
Off the civil rights.
Mm-hmm. Gotta keep it going. Stay right there, Kirk. Don't you go nowhere. Who I want to go to next? Dr. Cook. I didn't see you. Dr. Cook, you there? Hey, you snuck in on me. Hey, how you doing this morning?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. You snuck in on me. I'm sorry. You listen, did you hear the clip? Were you here long enough to hear the clip?
I heard it. I heard a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard the tail end of it, but I didn't completely get it.
Okay, they're talking about how two Asian brothers was talking about how they talked to the Asian community and they let them know that a lot of the benefits that they have, the civil rights and everything that they have, is based on the blood and is based on the blood of Black people, and they pretty much saying they owe a debt to the Black people for them being who they are and where they are today. Do you agree with that?
A lot of them say it, but a lot of them do not really act upon it. You'll say anything in order to get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Many people do that. So, and it is true that occurred, but many people will say something in order to try and fit in or to for their good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm saying everywhere I go, a lot of those people do not speak to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them speaking to anybody else. They'll watch you very, very closely because their mind has been conditioned that we are the lowest people. So when I read through history, a lot of things that occurred with them, for me, I do believe that they have motives or intentions on things in the future. They're watching to see how vulnerable the United States are going to become. And I really think that some of them will come in and take over.
Mm-hmm.
Really, right now, many places they are taking over. You can see it all over the world. But that statement is true. The video clip that you saw, I read it in history. A lot of things that occurred.
That's right, Donna.
Right after the Civil War, when they were coming in, fixing many of the railroads. It's just a lot going on, a lot going on. But I've seen it myself, and I'm still working in a prison myself. There was a little riot going on. There was a Asian person that was working in the Chaplaincy area. He did not. Everyone's supposed to assist in keeping everyone safe. That particular person did not, and it was on camera. So he slid into his office and locked the door.
Wow.
He did not assist. He had everyone else trying to, fight off the offender population, but he slid in. There was no other person of his nationality there just for him. So he was not going to participate in that particular fight to get things under control, but everybody else did. So that was a situation there, and it was a very scary situation. But it was, they did get it under control, but that particular person did not help everyone else, and he worked at the facility. If you work there, you're supposed to be able to assist everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I know he was probably afraid, but he did not assist. And but I'm not. That's getting off of the question that you asked, but that is what you stated is true in regard to that. A lot of them will say that they are they'll give other people credit just to get what they want.
Exactly.
So I'm going to yield back in that regard.
Good deal. Good deal. Captain Leonard, what are you hearing in this situation? What did you hear in that clip? Was there any truth in it, or are we running down a dead end road?
It's very truthful. It's not like that guy just was sitting there talking about his feelings. It's documented. It's historical. So that Asian Black American relationship is very complex as it relates to not just civil rights, but politics in general. And now other ethnicities, the Asians, the Spanish, or what have you, have to make sure that they're not operating as the colonizer does.
Come on.
Because what they did was, they find out, imagine you were Hispanic and you voting against immigration. That sounds crazy, don't it?
Yeah.
But see, when you sought to join that alliance with them, you didn't realize the cost, what it was going to cost you, because they were wrong all along. And now look what they're doing to them and breaking up their families or what have you. Well, guess what? They did that to other people a long time ago too. But you didn't recognize that. You went along with them. Everybody is talking about, there's no difference between the two sides, Democrat and Republican. There's extreme difference. Look at the policy agenda.
Yeah.
So knowledge is power. But the reason why we have these relationships is because Asian Americans, they know how they got where they are. You know why Asian restaurants are in Black neighborhoods. because they were forbidden to be in white neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
So
Amen.
them naturally being the entrepreneurs that they are, they set up all their shops in African American communities.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't mind doing that type of thing. You know, you know how many some folks will say, well, let's go protest this gas station or grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if this is the only grocery store in 20 miles, guess what's going to happen when we shut this grocery store down? You think it's some black people waiting in line to open one up? No, there's not. We'll shut a gas station down and then realize that's just one less gas station because ain't nobody else coming to open one up but them. So people have to play their part in community and understand, connect, like I was talking to Badger a lot about connecting the dots for people.
Mm-hmm.
So this stakeholder principle in community has to be explained so everybody know what part they play. Black folks act as if they just running out there to, like, say, for instance, the white folks talking all that trash about this, that, and the other, migrants and what have you. Well, when y'all launched this campaign against them people, now you got fruit and stuff rotting in the fields.
Mm-hmm.
It don't make sense. Why? Just to satisfy the needs of selfish, wicked white racists? I remember when Jews was the Negro. The Irish easily forget. Oh, and the Italians have never forgotten. But see, when you make an alliance with someone, you are most definitely going to pay the cost that they have to pay.
Yeah.
I heard some people speaking earlier today. It's not about what your white neighbor owes you. It is about what this government owes you. They owe you reparations. And just like they've taken advantage of everything else, you're going to take advantage and you're going to play your part and you're going to pay your part. You should be more than willing to do that. Most people will lose nothing by reparations. But they won't lose a thing with reparations.
Wow.
Or what they tell you. They act like it's going to be some big cost of this, that, and the other. Some folks, your whole lifestyle ain't none of that going to change.
At all. At all.
By giving black folks reparations.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing at all will change for them.
What do you think? What do you think they're afraid of? The economic rise of black people if they give them that money.
No.
What do you think? What do you think the concern
No,
is?
because they know that they live that every day.
Mm-hmm.
They've been living that ever since the Civil Rights Act was passed. They're not so much afraid of that as they are afraid of what they know was wrong and refuse to acknowledge and make it right.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take that fear from them because it's theirs. They deserve that fear. Because they know. They know what they people did.
Mm-hmm.
They know what happened here. And they know what they are due.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, they are going to fear it, of course. But there's so many of us that are trying to teach them. You don't have nothing to fear. What have you lost by this person becoming great? What have you lost by this person having a house, feeding their family, or whatever? What have you lost? I don't know one white man that been fired because he was white.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Good deal. Good deal. Let's keep this thing going. Who else we got? I think we got somebody. Willow.
Good morning, Raheem. Good morning, bro.
Willow, we got a topic we're talking about this morning, and I pulled up a clip. It was two of our Asian brothers, and they were saying how they talk to their community and tell their community that a lot of times, most of the time, majority of the time, their civil rights, they have their civil rights basically because of the shedding of black blood and the civil rights movements that black people had to go through. And so they're pretty much saying that they owe a big part of who they are, where they are, and the establishment that they have today based on black people and the shedding of the black blood. Do you agree with that?
Well, Raheem, first of all, I think that ain't nothing but a matter of trying to make somebody feel a certain way within themselves because they feel guilty about maybe what had happened. But, you know, paying somebody for something as horrible as that is not going to change nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. You know, and you know what's the sad thing about it? What you said is true, Raheem.
Uh-huh. Well, are you there? Oh, you want
to? So if you're just trying to reparate whatever you know, who's going to pay for that? That part? You know, all the young people killing up each other, and guess what? From the hood to the hoodie. That's what's going on now. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta, but I sure know what's going on in Chicago. It can't be a good warm day and everybody killing up each other. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what is that gonna, I mean, whether you're right or whether you're wrong, what is that gonna solve to me? That's just to me.
Well,
you know,
you say,
me.
well, a lot of times, well, you say that you like to get to the root of the situation. And yes, there are people that are doing the same thing here in Atlanta, and I'm probably across the world. But if we need to dig deep into this thing and find out what is the root, or how you say the root of this situation, what do you think has been a contributing factor of people killing each other like that? You know, and we'll talk about black people killing each other like that. What is a contributing factor? What got us here? What do you think?
Evil spirits, hardened hearts, so many other things.
Thank you. Go ahead.
In each individual.
Hurry up, Jackson.
The hardened heart, and so when I say this all the time, we're living in a spiritual world. There are a lot of evil spirits around us, living with us. So what do you think the spirits have to live, Raheem? They have to have a housing to live. So we really want to get the root of it. That's the root of it. Okay. And we're not we're not trying to change anything.
Okay.
Excuse me, Raheem.
Yes.
Did we change the subject?
No, we're still the same place.
Okay.
I just asked a question based, huh?
And the only reason why I'm interrupting is because these are two different conversations.
Yeah.
We just went into a different conversation that has nothing to do with civil rights and reparations.
Exactly. No. She was saying about killing each other.
Well, kind of. Because of the fact that let's get to the root cause of why we're asking for that. Why are we saying we want that? Why? We want another stimulus check to buy a car, to buy gym shoes. What is that going to solve about somebody doing something to your ancestors? Somebody did something to my grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, and made them slaves and did so many things. Oh, because one culture got paid, I think we need to get paid. So that's going to solve what? What is it going to change?
It's about restitution.
Okay, restitution.
Except for African Americans.
Okay.
That is discrimination.
You're right about that.
It's like say, for instance, I will use certain people as examples. You don't need $2,000. But there's a person right now going to lose their house, and they would look at their house. There are some people that don't have the same needs that other people have, but that has nothing to do with restoration for what was done. That's what that is about. It's not about how you behave. It's not about your character. It's not about any of that. It's about what they systematically disenfranchised and deprived
think
there's a dollar amount attached to it, and it needs to be paid to African Americans.
I think one of the things Willa is asking. Is even with the reparation, and I will vote for the reparation. I would definitely vote for that. I'm not gonna say that I'm in opposition of it, but I think what she's asking is, is that a situation or a case where we're putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound?
Yeah.
I think that's what she's asking.
No, it's because it has nothing to do with behavior.
Mm-hmm.
If like, say, for instance, if you sign up for a class action lawsuit, you may not even realize something happened, but they guilty of something, and that's why they contacted you and said you was due.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
It's about law. It's about the commission of crimes against humanity.
Your president, your current president, the Central Park 5, I think it was. When the guys got arrested, he was one of the biggest advocates for them being arrested. Throw them in jail. They did it, blah, blah, blah. When they were found to be innocent,
took out a 5-page ad in the New York Times.
Yeah.
Convicting them boys before they even went to court.
Exactly. And he put his money up in there, all kind of things. And when they were found to be innocent, he said, well, I know they did something. Now hold on. What are we trying to incarcerate them on? What you say they did with the rape in the park and all the other, or is your I want to use the right word here. Hatred. Let me just say hatred is what you're standing on. Because for an individual to say somebody to be found innocent, and you still want them to stay locked up because you're gonna say, well, I know they did something. What something are we talking about?
Exactly. You did something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Think of all the lawsuits that these brothers now are winning. You can't give them 30 years back, but I tell you what, you can give them something to make the next 30 a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. Rico, talk to me, brother.
Because you owe.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Rico, talk to me. Cassandra Alexander Green, be on standby. Coming to you next. Talk to me, Rico.
Well, I'm going to go back to the video.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm getting out of that is that this Chinese man is giving everybody a wake-up call of the Asian American community. Hey, y'all, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the only reason why we're over here benefiting the way that we are is because it's on the backs of Black trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rico.
That might be a surprise to some people.
Yeah.
So, you have to ask yourself, man, that's crazy. Why is it that he even has to acknowledge that? Why is it that he even has to let them people know that? Because they don't know. Well, why don't they know? Well, if you was in a foreign country and you was receiving the propaganda from America about the American dream, man, there is no way you can imagine or fathom an Emmett Till situation. If you were in a foreign country hearing about, man, the Declaration of Independence and coming to America, the home of the free, the land of the brave, the home of the brave and land of the free. All of these things, you come over here and work hard and you can achieve the American dream. If you had that if you imagine that in your head, you wouldn't imagine an Ahmaud Arbery situation where the corrupt judicial system helped these people stay out of jail and covered up what they did for weeks until somebody leaked that video.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the scenario we live in. That's the reality we live in. I remember when Chris said, man, when I came to America, I thought Black people were just lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because let America tell you, if you work hard, you can make it. You can achieve the American dream. And he was hearing Black people, and Chris said, man, he didn't, y'all just talking like that. Y'all lazy. And then he said he started seeing the light. Just like some Chinese people going to have to see the light. Everybody comes over here and they find out the truth, and then they realize the American dream was an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to understand why that has to be even brought up to Chinese people or any other immigrants, because that's not what you can imagine when you have been told that what the ideal of the American dream is. I mean, how can this great place actually condone treating black people the way that they did?
Mm-hmm.
And then to tell you that they don't even want it in the history books.
Yeah, that's erased.
Because the only thing you see when you read that is bad white people. But hell, that's what y'all did. It's a part of your history. And people will come over here chasing this American dream and not even realize that that's the reality of America. You'll read that Declaration of Independence and you wouldn't be able to fathom that there had to be people fighting for rights. You read the Declaration of Independence and you wouldn't even be able to fathom that somebody had to free slaves. And then as you start learning history, you couldn't even fathom that the penal system, the prison industry, was another weapon to enslave black people. The more they got rights after slavery. They came up with black codes, peonies, convict leasing, Jim Crow. Every turn, segregation, every turn. These people who preached the American dream and wrote the Declaration of Independence were still trying to deny these people those same rights, knowing that they are the richest and most powerful country because of the labor of these people. Can you imagine selling all that cotton and not even having to pay nobody?
Wow.
Selling more cotton than anybody around the world, selling more sugar cane than anybody in the world, selling more tobacco than anybody in the world. And you start up from nothing and you become something, not even just something, but the big fish in a record time.
Exactly.
Have you heard this term, reverse racism?
Yes.
This is what white supremacy in American society has done. Those people that wrote the Declaration of Independence and who really wanted the American dream to be their dream. They've taken the word reverse racism, and tried to place it on top of paranoia. Don't call me a reverse racist because I'm paranoid about how y'all are and how y'all do. When I can look and see that y'all say, well, hey, man, the reason why y'all are the majority of the prison industry is because you commit so much crime, you shouldn't be such criminals. And then I could turn right back around and see that these Ku Klux Klansmen that took the hoods off and the robes off, put on police uniforms and suit and ties and judges' robes, and they start convicting people who are getting out in record numbers for crimes they didn't commit 35 years later.
Absolutely. Good deal.
Who can imagine that in the land of America?
Exactly. Cassandra Alexander Green, talk to him. Toussaint, coming to you next, brother.
Yeah, Rico, don't be doing that, because I'm over here about to cry because I don't think that we don't realize how badly we have been treated in this country and are still being treated. I get it. We're Christians. We trust. I get all of that. I understand that completely. But that does not negate the horrific in this country. First of all, when they wrote all of that, America, beautiful, great, all that stuff, we weren't even included. And we need to realize that. They weren't talking about Black people having this American dream. They were not even talking to you.
Exactly.
They were talking to white people. You were 3/5 of a person.
Yep.
You did not come under that category.
White men is what the document was.
Exactly. So it wasn't even applying to us. And then yes, we have made some strides. You can get a house. But let me tell you, that American dream about work hard. I worked hard all my life. I'm talking hard all my life. 2 jobs sometimes, and going to school to try to better for me and my children. But what I found, especially when I worked in corporate America, those people didn't give a dime that I had worked hard and that I had achieved what I had achieved. You know what it was about? we need this pretty little, cute little college white girl. You got a college degree, yeah, but this little white girl, she's a cute little white girl. And so we're going to give her a position, but we want you to train her. I've said this several times. I told them what to do with that job.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I am not going to train a little cute little white girl, college graduate, and put her, and y'all gonna put her in the store that I built up to be one of the top stores in our region. I told, no, man. Listen, as good as we want to be
take this job and shove it. I don't work.
Man, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. No, they still ain't treating us right. They fired. Why did they fire almost every high-ranking Black person in the federal government? You feel like this country is so, they so good and so nice, and everybody got a fair shake. Everybody gets the opportunity. Hard to take for that. I'm just saying. I'm not going to say anymore because this stuff, like I said, these conversations really get me upset because I know that activism is a real thing and we're doing it for a real reason.
Yeah, exactly.
People like Leonard and I, we're doing it for a real reason.
Cassandra, please don't leave out. Most of those Black high-ranking officials that was fired in the federal government were Black females.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I come from the state. We lost 650,000 jobs.
Yep.
Hold on, I said I was gonna go.
I mean, but it's us. I'm sorry, Raheem, and I'm gonna end with this. What bothers me is Black people that really feel like it's us. No, it's what has been done to us that have caused us to be the way that we are in a lot of different areas. And that's a whole nother show. We could discuss just that.
Exactly.
The things that have been done to us that have damaged us generationally.
And see, and Cassandra, I'm going to go to Tucson, but that's one of the reasons why I was asking what is embedded in us to make us get to the point where, when I was talking to Willa about killing each other, there's something, there's a rut situation, how she said, rut situation that has put us in this situation.
It's a rut cause.
And
that's what we need to look at. Not just say, oh, these kids just bad, oh, they just killing each other. Why are they killing each other?
What got us to that point?
If we delve into that, the historical, mental things that have happened that caused us to be fighting against each other instead of fighting against the enemy like we should. Raheem, I'm going to stop right there because this thing is so much deeper.
Yeah. Let me go. Hold on. Let me go. I said I'm going to go to Tucson. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Can you hear me, Raheem?
Yeah, you're a little bit low, but I can hear you. You're a little bit low, though.
Okay, why do we think that? Why do we limit ourselves to $2,000 or $1,200? Why do we do that? Why we think
when they owe $2 million?
Well, yeah, exactly. Why do we think that that's what we deserve? Is that it? When, if you really look at it, there are people in our ancestral trait that then plowed and worked and died in fields, hundreds and hundreds of miles of fields looking pretty white, and they worked all day and got absolutely nothing. But the scraps, well, now they're making it a delicacy, chitlins and pig feet, which stuff that they actually threw away. That we were just hungry.
Yeah.
You mean tell me that is that all? When I'm looking at people that have stolen land off of people that had hundreds of acres of land and they took it.
Mm-hmm.
Just took it. Didn't pay for it. I tell you what. Go look in some neighborhoods that possibly might have the same size house as you, and do the background, do the research or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and look who's in the house, and look at the mortgage payment, and look at yours.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Look at how they qualify for a loan that you'll never get.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that got PP loans and they smelling like a rose.
Yeah.
And the same people got the same qualification for a same PP loan, and they go into jail.
Going to jail. Exactly.
Why is it that we are still in this state that we live in? And I don't want to bring it up because people are still suffering behind it. Why do we not know why they died till this day? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months or days later, and we don't even know. They don't even give you the report of the autopsy. They don't even do it. They don't even have the nerve to do. Why is that happening? At the same time, we spend billions of dollars to reimburse people for their suffering, for their mistreatment. The taxpayers pay that money.
Yeah.
The people that storm the most secure building in this country. And now we owe them something.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to give me $2,000? I don't want your $2,000.
No.
And if I got $2,000, I wouldn't be buying no tennis shoes. And I ain't got no time for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? About 2-3 years ago, my children they was just surprised when they look at my feet because I bought my first pair of Nikes. At 58 years old, 59.
Were they comfortable?
They said, Daddy got Nikes on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we all about, killing each other.
Yeah.
Think that's what all we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know why we think so little of ourselves. Sure, I know that there are people that they don't mean themselves no good. They tear up their car as soon as they get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes the problem is with that. They're uneducated.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was raised by uneducated people.
Come on.
That was scuffling in a neighborhood that nobody cared nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
They displaced people and just moved them out and then in the same neighborhood, they put condos that they couldn't afford to go back to their own neighborhood.
Exactly.
What that's all about? And why is it, Ryan? Now shut up. That you talk about civil rights. Why is it that we got to fight that fight again?
All over. From day one.
Amen.
From day zero. Badger, talk to me.
Man, there's a lot on my mind with this whole scenario, this whole thing. You know, it's like civil rights in the 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 20 years later, indigenous people were finally able to practice their belief and tradition and actually do their traditions without fear of being put in prison. These human beings that folks keep worshiping as idols, predominantly white-skinned people, they mistreat black people and they observe how the people react, so they know how to do it to us and to any other group of people. That's why the murdered and missing indigenous women is happening. That is why the attack on the low class folks are happening the way that they're happening. The attack on Medicaid and Social Security and all of these other things that people who work 2-3 jobs doing their best to survive are slowly losing access to any help. When you stand by and watch these things happen and don't do nothing about it, stay out the way at least. And in my eye, like if you're going to support human beings that treat other human beings like that, don't call yourself Christian if you do.
Good deal. Good deal. Dr. Cook, talk to me. Whoa! Coming to you next.
Well, I'm going to say this. Treatment has never ended. The treatment of Black, the treatment of Black and brown people, that has never ended. Now, some people try to make it better to a certain degree because of the laws, but it has never ended. I want to also say this. When I first went to college, I was a naive girl, young girl, and so knew hardly nothing about history. So the first university that I went to was a PWI, and I had the counselor at my school was Black, and so he advised me that I need to go to a PWI because that would help me later on in life achieve employment. So we had to take history there. The history book, you didn't learn really much anything because they select the authors for those particular books that you will learn about any type of history. But when I went to an HBCU for my second degree, the history was all within the book. So there is a degree of them suppressing us because you won't learn your information. But when you go to an HBCU, they teach you about who you are. Nothing is held back. So you have a lot of people that don't know history because they are not exposed to anything because of poverty. I grew up in poverty. My people grew up in poverty. So you don't know that information because you're not exposed and you don't have a way to get to places to teach you about that, to understand actually what happened. Now you know what you went through growing up. They knew what they went through growing up. My people had land, and the place where they were living, the land that they were living on, ended up taking the land that our grandfather owned from him because of the taxes that they placed on the land. And the thing is, all he wanted was money. He didn't tell everybody else that we had land because they would have basically joined together to keep that land. And so now when you realize you own something, but this other man took it from you through underhanded tactics, it's a naive situation. And we need to continue to teach our children daily what is going on, what's happening, make them aware. And a lot of things have happened to us because we are not aware of our history, of what happened to our people coming up. And so it's just mind-boggling. But what question did you have for me?
No. I love where you went. I love where you went. That was good. That was good. That was real good. Let me
Yes, I'm saying the naiveness going on. So so now I make sure that my children understand a lot of history. There's so much history out there they will never know. But I make sure that they know their history. And I'm going to give that.
Okay, somebody need to mute their lines. Somebody need to mute the line. Somebody need to mute the line. I don't know who that is. Okay, I found who it was. Okay.
That's Willow. You might as well let us stay unmuted since you were going to her.
Yeah. Well, Cassandra, come to you next.
Hey, Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let me just say this. I don't like these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that I don't like them, because they're the past. They're not changing anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing positive that's coming out of these conversations. All it does is it brings up old feelings and people get upset and all that other mess. No, that's not the kind of life I like to live.
Mm-hmm.
I like to live something that's pushing forward toward doing something positive. And what gets me is I look at the presence of what's going on now with our young Black people, and it's totally out of control. Me and my sister was in the car talking about it. My sister in this car here, she lost 3 sons to gun violence.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to bring up that kind of conversation about Black this and Black that, and we're not, and what are we doing to get more together?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing as a people, as a whole, to bring some union to our culture where we don't look like what they talk about? Because right now, we're looking exactly about what another culture thinks about us. You might be on another conversation about what you owe and all that. What is that going to do to us as far as a positive thing? Are we going to collectively get that money, get a business, do something? What is it? What is the satisfaction of coming? I'm not saying that you're not owed anything. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. But this conversation right here ain't gonna give it to you.
But
You already know you owed it. They owe you.
But see,
so
well,
what
my
is this
thing,
conversation gonna do?
my thing is this right here, and one of the reasons why I'm kind of on the opposite side of that. I love having these conversations, and the reason why, because I think it gives an awareness of where we are and what we need to do, and give us a blueprint of. See, it's somewhere it said that if a man do not know his history, he's doomed to repeat it. And so we have to talk about things like this. We have to acknowledge things like this that has happened, and make sure that we have the dialogue, and open and honest dialogue about situations like this. So as we move forward, we move forward, and we can use this as a brick and a foundation that we're going to build our future on. And so,
Raheem.
Yes,
I get what you're saying, Raheem, but that ain't this kind of conversation.
I think it is.
This ain't that kind of conversation, because all this does is, because what you write about history so you won't repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We are repeating it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we as a generation, we're putting ourselves in slavery. A lot of our own culture, even the elderly, hate coming out their house because they're afraid that what's going to happen to them with our own generation.
But see, that might be.
No, I kind of disagree with that.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
Me and you
it's
ain't
okay.
on the same page.
Yeah, there you go. It's
I'm
okay.
not gonna
It's okay.
go through the day with that kind of conversation on my mind.
Yeah, I got
That's
you.
just me.
I got you.
That's me.
But see, my thing is this right here. If we don't, let me tackle it this way. Some people, there are an element of what you said about not wanting to come out, and they're scared to do this and that. That's a small pocket of the community. There's another pocket of the community that's ready to run through a brick wall if need be. That they'll run through a brick wall and ask you where the next one at. And so we there's so many different elements in our community, and we have to know who it is in our community that we have to deal with, grow with, build with, and advance with. Some people, I hate to say it, but some people we can't bring along with us because they're just not equipped to fight the fight that we're fighting. They're not equipped, and they will be it'll be like riding on the back of the wagon and dragging your feet on the ground. They'll hold us up. They'll hold us back. not to mention turn us in and master. You know them over there trying to. You got them kind as well. And so you have to know know those who labor amongst you. Know those who labor among you, and act accordingly. And act accordingly. Badger, you wanted to say something. We got a lot of people. Hold on, brother. You just talked, so give me your quick version. I got to go to some more people.
Well, I was going to go somewhere, and then you switched on me because I paused for a minute while I was trying to get my words out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, with what Will is saying, you know, that's something that I work on in my community is how not only to bring awareness, but how to combat it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a common factor I've seen throughout the entirety of the American history. And that is the use of religion as a weapon.
Okay, that's a whole look. That's another conversation. But you know, I know what you're saying and where you're going, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but that too is another conversation. Like somebody else said, we're veering off.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we are.
Because okay, this is why I'm saying no. I have shared on here throughout the years. As a child, as a white-skinned child, being taught that black people have the mark of Cain.
Mm-hmm.
Have been taught that as a poor white-skinned person, I had less privilege as black people.
Mm-hmm.
And all these other types of things that could have led me down the racist, judge, and bias road.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to learn different. Something didn't make sense. So watching people continue to push racism through the use of religion is so huge in this country that no one wants to talk about it.
Okay. Well, let's like I said, we only got a few more minutes, so I want to pull some more people into the conversation. Badger, you just spoke, but I didn't want to just cut you off. Curtis, talk to me, brother. We short on time. Give me your quick version, brother.
Well, the truth is, and I hate to say it, but it's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we see what's going on is, number one, you gotta understand there's a level of psychological warfare going on. All of this was created by design of those very same evil spirits.
Exactly.
That Sister Willow was talking about, right? My question is, well, who's these evil spirits and where they came from?
Mm-hmm.
You have a group of people in our society, specifically on our side, that are actually showing you when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So if that's murder, pillage, rape, kill, destroy, just so that I can get ahead, that's what you're going to do. Now, what good is it? What good is it going to do to have these conversations? Well, first off, you got to understand that a given society, no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, okay, is in all reality, if you take those very same poor folk and you put them in a position of where they can take a step up on the social and economic ladder, you won't see all that murder. You won't see all that mayhem. And how do we know that? You can look at the rap community alone and see it. Why do I say that? Well, you got these boys that's from these impoverished neighborhoods in Compton, Watts, Atlanta, Baltimore, New York, all boroughs, Chicago, Michigan, Ohio, all around the country, where their kids are graduating from Morehouse, Spelman, Howard, Morgan, Coppin
What's
State,
up, Coach? How you doing?
Benedict College, South Carolina State, Jacksonville State. So that shows you right off the muscle that when you put a person in a better economic state, they're going to do better.
Good deal.
Behaviorally, economically, socially, they're going to do better.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
So I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a conversation that has to be had
Exactly.
because it's a conversation that we have not had,
Mm-hmm.
that we don't want to have.
Good deal.
Some of it, I think, has a large thing to do with some of us are just embarrassed.
Okay, stay right there, Curtis. Stay right there. We got to keep this thing. Anybody got anything? 30 seconds. We got less than 5 minutes to go. Anybody got anything they want to say? Less than 30 seconds.
Find some good trouble to get into.
Huh?
Find some good trouble to get into.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some good trouble. Anybody else?
This might take a little longer than 30 seconds because I love what Willa was talking about, and I also love what Dr. Cook said.
Mm-hmm.
We have to understand that just like I brought up the word generational wealth earlier, we have generational trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And that generational trauma came from a lack of generational wealth, intentional lack of wealth. And without that wealth, or without even just the basic pay for your labor, you don't have access to a proper education. You don't have access to resources that will give you a great standard. So now here it is, you raising generation after generation of family members from substandard conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So now we come from a community that has had to try to survive out of poverty and struggle. And even when we did create something good like hip hop, it turned negative once it got monetized. So, when I hear Dr. Cook say that about, that about the black colleges, the HBCUs, I am with that. Because if you don't know who you are and understand that it's the world against white supremacy, you won't even be able to look at what happened with Native Americans and be like, oh my goodness, look at these devils.
Mm-hmm.
You won't even be able to look at the Taino Indians or the Tasmanians, but oh my God, look at these devils. Look at what they have done worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I hear people say, man, we need to start preaching financial literacy in our community. Well, I know a lot of people that have accomplished financial success. And for some reason, the American dream made them feel like it can't happen to us. It can't happen to us because we got money now. Mm-hmm. We done moved to the right neighborhood. We got our child in the right school. And he around the right type of people who ain't out here shooting up stuff like they doing in the hood.
Wow.
And then guess what? So we need to find out who we are, and we need to understanding that wealth would improve our opportunity to have better quality education, because it's all about foundation and structure. Y'all say that about the root. Well, that's, a foundation built on a solid structure, or a structure built on a solid foundation.
Good
and if the foundation has been rooted in being a have-not, being restricted from even being paid for your labor, and then you have generation after generation to the point where your first family member to go to college, it only happens in 2026.
Wow. And that's true.
The lack of opportunity. So there's a reason behind everything. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of us understanding what we need to be talking about, and then the solutions behind it, identifying these problems, and then saying, okay, yeah, this is why wealth is important, but just don't think wealth alone will do it.
Exactly.
Because as soon as you think you done made enough money to be the one that is immune to white supremacy,
where you go?
You'll find out.
Gotta go, man. When we go on the road, this one. Hey, Tucson, you wanted to say something?
I like consistency too, Ryan.
Me too. Me too. Absolutely. Tucson, you wanted to say something?
Sometimes.
Oh Lord, when they start off like that, it's gonna be a long time. Go ahead, Tucson.
No, it ain't gonna be a long time.
Okay.
Sometimes it sounds like we want to say, just shut up and take it.
Wow.
Amen. Wow. Here we are again in 2026, and the first thing they do is what they call DEI, because it gave people, and another one that it gave people a fair share, a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first thing they removed because it took away some people's human rights. Even for you to have a job, they said, well, we can fire you regardless. And we say they gave you the position because of your color.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we doing that? Oh, don't worry about it. Just shut up and take it.
Mm. Nope.
You
Nope.
got 10 seconds left.
Look at it. Nope. Ain't gonna happen. Okay. Cassandra Alexander Green. What is our hot topic of the day?
Our hot topic of today is the fact that our non-war, that we are not fighting because the war is over, intensified.
Yeah.
Has intensified over the last few days
Mm-hmm.
with 90 or more attacks going toward Iran. But this is a non-war. There is no war because the war is over, and your president has everything under control. But the talks, which I wouldn't trust the United States to tell me that the sky is blue, because they're liars, and every time they say they're doing a peace talk, they attack somebody. Anyway, yes, that's our topic for today. The non-war that we are not fighting because it's over has intensified. So I'm just for your information, there is no war.
No war.
But it's intensifying, and people are being attacked and killed.
Exactly, exactly. Toussaint, now you'll get this on your way home.
What can you see here?
About to be something.
No, sometimes we pray this prayer and we say, Lord, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of our heart be accepted in thy sight, because sometimes people hear what they want to hear and they don't get it because they walk away trying to fix what you say.
Okay.
When you talk to you.
Exactly.
You get that when you get it.
Good deal. Now, with all that's been said today, we cannot end at all. There's no way we can end without having a word of the day.
Our word of the day right here is just a simple one. If we can ever just get this word in our hearts, our lives are totally changed. Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 to 40. The greatest commandment was to love one another as God loves us. He's greater than anybody in this world. Let's be more like him than being like somebody that looks exactly like us. And that's the word of today.
That's good. That's good. Cassandra Alexander Green, somebody joined this broadcast late today, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, even 9:30. And they say, Lord, they talking about some good stuff today. I wish that there was a way that I could hear it and hear it in its entirety. Cassandra, are you able to help them out?
I'm cooking breakfast, but I'm going to attempt to help them out. If you missed any part of the show and would like to see or hear it in its entirety, tune in to DKMMediaGroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, if you've missed any part of the show and would like to see or hear it in its entirety, tune in to DKMMediaGroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Toussaint, are we going to hear that smoke alarm in a minute?
Well, that's the first thing I thought about. I know. You ain't cooking. So I don't hear no smoke alarm.
My smoke alarm is disconnected. Thank you very much.
That's why we don't hear it right there. That's the only reason we don't hear it. That's the only reason we don't hear it. Are y'all ready for the pledge? I need everybody to help me out on the pledge this morning, and speak loud and proud. And let's do this together as a unit. I will take this day.
I will take this day
and be the best that I can be.
And be the best that I can be.
Do the best that I can.
Do the best that I can.
And help as many people as I can to do the same thing.
And help
as many people as I can
to do the
do the same thing.
I promise to do it with love.
I
promise to do
it with love.
Compassion.
Passion.
And the grace of God.
And the grace of God.
Giving him all the honor.
Giving him all the honor.
All the honor.
All the praise.
All the praise.
And all of the glory.
And all of the glory.
In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ.
In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen, amen, amen. Tucson, what did you hear?
I hear, and I really did hear this, because I didn't hear it, that there's a passage of scripture that says, if we have aught, or if your brother has aught against you, go to him.
Yes. Yes.
And we leave our unresolved issues, and it affects everything.
Mm-hmm.
But because we feel a certain way, we just keep ourselves preserved, and the issues go unhandled.
Yep.
That's what I do.
Good deal. Good deal. Rico, what did you hear?
Hey, man, I know you in the squeeze for time, man. I ain't got nothing today.
Okay, good deal. Well,
Raheem.
are you? Well, did you say the pledge?
No, I didn't because I'm in the store.
Okay.
I'm on my way to work today.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But I'm never on my way to not pray.
I know it. Are you ready though?
I'm ready. I'm ready, and I hope those around me are listening.
There you go.
I am so ready to receive God's word. I always want to pray.
Come on.
Because I want God to lead me in this world.
Yes.
This evil and wicked world that's so evil.
Yes.
And I want God to continually use us.
Mm-hmm.
So come on, Raheem. Let's go.
Well, Miss Willa Mae Brown, since you said it like that, and I ain't got no reason to doubt you, I just got one thing to say to you, and that is, Willa, let's go.
Raheem.
Yes, ma'am.
Father God in heaven, Lord. Father, we thank you so much for waking us. Father, I know sometimes it seems like we are ungrateful. But Father, we know that you are the one that orchestrates, allows things to happen. So Father, you've already told us in your word about today, this generation, oh Lord. I'm asking you, oh Lord, to allow a miracle to come through today. Father, we need you. We need you to open up the hearts and minds of not only our young people, but the elderly, our older people, our generations that need to pass down information from generation to generation. But some elderly or old person are taking mentor some young man or young woman. Father, we need you right now in the name of Jesus. We need you, Lord, more than anything in this world. So, Father, I'm petitioning your throne this morning. And I'm asking as your child, Lord. I trust you, Lord, more than anything in this world. Father, I trust you more than anything. And I'm asking you to change, Lord. Change this world, oh Lord. Starting at the top, oh Lord. Change our president, Lord. Change him right now, oh Lord. Father, I know you said that when we see these things to draw close to you. So, Father, we need you right now. The Spirit of the Lord to come up on us. Thank you for each and every last one that's formed this night. Thank you for the one that's blowing Raheem, Lord. We honor his family. We glorify you. We lift you up in praise. In Jesus' name. Amen, amen, amen.
Good prayer, sister. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK and Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It is now 10:11. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug. Because you never know, it could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Do we shine some light to you from the Morning Glow? Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other, and please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow morning, if God says the same. Have a great day, y'all. Love you. Be blessed.
Welcome to the stage where hearts unfold in the morning glow, stories untold. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art, where dialogues bloom, igniting in every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sold. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art, where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. A symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair. Let's sow seeds of unity, watch them grow in this garden of hope under the morning glow. Let's bridge the gaps, erase the line, in the tapestry of hearts let love shine. With every word, a step we take towards a brighter dawn for all our sake. Welcome to the morning glow, where dreams take flight in this realm of possibilities. Let's unite, together we stand, hand in hand, healing the nation across the land. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's symphony of voices, harmonizing the air,